perspective, it's a great pleasure to be, I suppose, a part-time musician and full-time computer scientist and be able to combine those two passions. You know, I've always been interested in computers and I've always played trad music, and this is really the coming together of those two sort of great passions in my life. I'm really pleased that we've been able to bring this project to this very advanced level, but I couldn't have done it by myself, and so I'd just like to say a brief thank you to some of the people who helped to get Tunepal here today. So first of all, thanks to Jamie for organising this spread for us here in the Commonwealth. Thanks to Minister Hanifin and for the Department of Tourism, Culture and Sport for their support for this project. To all my colleagues in the DIT School of Computing and the Audio Research Group. To Catherine McGarvey and Elaine Hopkins in Research Accounts. My supervisors, Professor O'Shea, who's here. He said to be here. Dr. Gainza and Professor Corey Cunningham at ECD. In particular, I'd like to pay a tribute today to the amazing team of people that worked on delivering this project today. So, you know, I'm a lecturer, an academic by training. I write papers and I teach courses. It's very rare in our careers that we get the opportunity to actually go back and be programmers again, to actually work on a commercial piece of software in a team, have weekly meetings, you know, use all of the tools, the Google Documents, the project management, all that kind of stuff, to actually, you know, source code control. And it's been a real pleasure in the last 6 weeks to work with this team of people to actually put this project together. And so I'd just like to say thank you to Jamie Osler, who developed the new Tunepal applet. To Morgan Conlon here, a fantastic and very, very talented magician with the Android platform, who put the most wonderful Android app together. To Marco Castorino, who helped develop the new website. To Jonathan Lynch, I'm sure if he's not here, he's on his way. Oh, there they are, great. Hey. Jonathan, who did all this amazing and beautiful new graphics, you know. So, being a programmer, the first versions of Tunepal, which maybe many of you have on your phones, there's a picture of me in it. And no particular good reason for that. It's just I needed a picture of somebody playing a flute to put on the splash screen. Now we have a really beautiful Tunepal logo and graphics and business cards and everything. So I really put the project on a very professional level. Jeremy Huxtable, who's not here, who did a lot of the iPad development work. But particularly I'd like to thank Lisa. Where's Lisa Shields? Lisa Shields, who is a musician and computer scientist of the highest order, and who really, I suppose, went to great lengths to make sure that this project had a degree of quality which it absolutely wouldn't have had otherwise. And this is Lisa did all of the QA work and brought her tremendous knowledge of music and computer science to this project. And a big thank you to Lisa. Couldn't have done it without her. I'd also like to thank, you know, every Friday lunchtime I go down to O'Donoghue's, and I said to many people, and I'll say it here again, it is the highlight of my week. That 2 hours that we play music together. Tony McMahon has a great way of describing. Well, I mean, 2-ish hours. Tony McMahon has a great way of describing musicians. He calls them brothers and sisters in music. So I'd like to just say thank you very much to all my brothers and sisters in music. Finally, I'd like to thank my partner Derek, who has kind of stuck with me through thick and thin, all these crazy projects and ideas. I haven't probably seen a lot of for the last 6 weeks. I'm just going up to my attic. He probably thinks I'm having an affair with my computer. But he puts up with me and brings me up cups of tea, and I couldn't have done it without you either. So, some facts about Tunepal. The Tunepal website was launched in July 2009. Before I launched Tunepal, the website, I spent 5 years doing a part-time PhD, learning how to do music retrieval and query playing systems. Tunepal for iPhone launched in February 2010. Tunepal for Android launched in July 2010. There are now thousands of copies of Tunepal on people's mobile phones all around the world. In fact, I did a quick tally today, and Tunepal is now live in 25 countries. And this includes countries that you wouldn't think there's a lot of Irish traditional music, but there's a lot of queries coming in from countries like India, from Australia, from America, obviously all over Europe. Ireland, obviously, Japan, big users of Tunepal in Japan, Korea, China, South Africa, India and Alaska. So Tunepal is really a global phenomenon, and that I think reflects the way Irish music is just, you know, it's a kind of a worldwide thing now, you know, it's gone beyond just, you know, what we play in our sessions in our pubs in Dublin. It launched with a database of 11,000 tunes. I'm happy to say now that we have increased the size of the database Largely as a result of this grant we got from Culture Ireland, over 16,700 tunes now in the Tunepal database. Since launching Tunepal, there have been 19,366 people have actually sat in front of their computers with an instrument, played a tune and identified it with Tunepal. People have played 29,473 tunes into their mobile phones, into their iPhones, and just Android.
How long did that take?
Yeah. So Android phones, I actually have the wrong number here. It says 465. I know that's actually 4,065 probably. Yeah, not to mention that, let's see, about 16,000 title searches made on mobile phones, and it comes in about an average of 300 searches a day are actually made, from all four corners of the world. So, really proud to just give a very quick demo of the new version of Tunepal. So anyone that has already purchased Tunepal, this will be rolling out over the next couple of weeks to your iPhones and to your Android phones. This is actually the new version, which are called Tunepal HD, and it's pretty much functionally identical to the existing version of Tunepal, but it takes advantage of the beautiful big screen that you have on an iPad. So there's lots of great functionality that you can do here. When you load up the program, first of all, it brings you into your My Tunes page, and this shows you previously searched for tunes, and it gives you lots of metadata about the tune, such as the title, the alternate title, the original source on the internet from where it comes from, the tune type, if it's a jig or a reel, and it gives you the key signature as well. And just very quickly, you can tap the little star symbol there, and it adds it to your favourites. Most people use Tunepal for searching. So what you can do, there's two ways to search in Tunepal. Probably most of you know this already. But we did spend a good bit of time, particularly with Lisa's encouragement, making sure that it works really well with accented characters and things, So you can do a title search. So when you do a title search, I'll just do a title search. You go into Tunepal and you type the title of the tune that you're trying to search for. So any particular tune anyone wants me to go for?
Tony Horry?
Huh?
Is Tony Horry a tune or a dance?
I don't know. Somebody who... Yeah.
The Holly Bush.
The Holly Bush, right. Okay, so you just type in Holly. And what it does is it searches through all of the titles and the alternate titles. It takes less than a second to search through 16,000 tunes. You have to have an internet connection for this to work with. You can see it actually shows you all of the tunes. You tap on the tune and then you can get the stave notation for the tune. You can play it back. The new version of Tunepal also allows you to pause the tune, the playback in the tune. So if you're trying to learn a tune, you can pause it and resume your playback. One of the other things you can do, this tune is called the Holly Bush. You can tap the YouTube button there, and what it'll do is search YouTube for recordings of other people playing the tune. So Holly Bush, it's actually found #1 link here is how to prune a holly bush. For tunes that are quite distinctive. I mean, I did a search for Martin Wins there, and I found Martin Wins #1. So you can also rotate your iPad. It works really well on a music stand. So lots of other things you can now do with Tunepal. You can tap the discography symbol, and what it will do is it will actually search for CD recordings of which have the Holly Bush as one of the tunes on it. Then if you tap on one of that, it brings you into iTunes to purchase the recording. So this tune here, the Holly Bush, if we go for one, you can actually tap the link there to bring you back to the original source on the internet from where it was downloaded. If you tap the little email symbol, you can email the tune to somebody. Facebook there prompts you to log into Facebook, and you can post the tune to your Facebook page. And then ABC brings you into the music score. So one of the great new features that we've added to this version of Tunepal is the ability to actually edit and compose on the device. So you can tap the little edit symbol there, and you can go in and edit the music score. I don't know if you can see this very well, but you can actually go and update the score in the device, and it actually updates the stave notation. It's live sort of two-way editing. You update the stave, type in the ABC, and it updates the stave live. When you save the tune, it actually saves a copy of the tune, right, to indicate that it's one that you've edited yourself, so it leaves the original intact from the original source. Yeah, you can also compose new tunes with it. So if you tap on edit there, and you get the option to compose a new tune, and you can compose it. It will play back the score immediately for you, and also you can view the score. So what people mostly use Tunepal for, like I say, is searching. And you can search by title, and you can also search by recording a 12-second extract from the tune, and it will search through all 16,000 tunes in the database, and will give you a list of the top 10 closest tunes. So where's Tom? Tom said he'd play some first. Yeah. So I was going to play, but we have some great musicians here, even better than me. That's at all possible. So Tom might actually just play a tune, and I'll see if I can get Tunepal to identify it. So we just need about 12 seconds of it. Please don't. So just play something. I'm very disappointed if this doesn't work. Normally it works. Is it called the Mist on the Mountain?
Yes.
Mist Covered Mountain. Sorry, yeah. So it's what you get is you actually get all occurrences of this tune from all of the tune books in Tunepal. So Mist on the Mountain, you can tap on it. This is the version from thesession.org. And you can play it then to proof listen. Second version there is found from Heinrich Norbeck's collection. Yeah, so that's basically how Tunepal works. Just so people know, Tunepal always had this functionality, but you know, Tom is playing a concert pitch instrument, but if you're not playing in concert pitch, what you do is you go into Tunepal. Actually, this particular version of Tunepal, I didn't even say this, but it's now bilingual. Thanks to Morgan, who did all the translations, and it's actually available in Irish or English, so it's actually running in the Irish language version of the interface at the moment. But if you're not playing in concert pitch, what you do is you just go into Tunepal and give it the fundamental note of your instrument. You say if it's D flute or if it's an F flute, you just go in and tell it that, and it will still find a match. Also, you can now filter by one or more tune books. So there's, I think, 15 tune books in Tunepal at the moment, including some very interesting collections like Aird's Airs and the Microphone Rambles. O'Neill's 1001 is in there, and obviously the website thesession.org, all the tunes from there. So you can select one or more tunes, tune books to search. If, for example, you just want to search for tunes from O'Neill's 1001, you can do that. And that's pretty much all the new functionality. So for those of you that have Tunepal, all of this functionality will be rolling out this side of the new year. We're just finalising all of the testing at the moment. I expect it will be submitted to Apple for approval this week, which means that you'll all have it hopefully within the next week or two. This iPad version, this will be called Tunepal HD, and it will be a separate download. So that's pretty much it. So that kind of concludes everything I want to say. Thanks to everybody for coming along. I really appreciate it. It's a great honour, like that so many people came today. And I'm going to finish up because there is food and drinks and loads of people to play tunes. So hope you stay around and have a few tunes with us. Okay, thanks very much.